Hello everybody and welcome back to Nerdy Miniatures, and in today's video we paint a cave troll, ready for our Mines of Moria narrative play in hopefully just a few weeks. So if you want to see how I did it, then just keep on watching. So to start, I covered the figure using Chaos Black spray paint. I did 2 coats of this as this is a metal figure, so it was really important that it was well covered. I left them to dry for about 15 to 20 minutes between each coat just to make sure it was fully set before I did another layer. Next, it was time to move on to the base of the figure. For this, I used Mechanicus Standard Grey, and I covered the entire figure with this. Next, I added the brightness, so using the colour Rakarth Flesh, I swept this over the belly, arms and legs of the figure. This added gradient to the figure, and gave that dark to light wash that I was looking for, but it still wasn't bright enough for me, so using a lighter shade in the centre, I went in with Pallid Witch Flesh and just highlighted the highest points. Next, it was time to add shading. For this, I went in with Reichland Flesh Shade and began slowly sweeping this across the lighter areas of the figure. This was to make it look like a dirty brown effect rather than just a pure white or off-white colour. Next, I went in with Agrag's Earthshade, applying this to the deeper areas of the figure, like the chest and in the creases in the arms and legs, as well as on the face, like around the eyes and the mouth. Now for his toenails, I went in with the shade Xandru just for this. I did 2 coats and just create that aged look. Now to give him a little bit of decency, this guy is wearing a loincloth, so for that I went in with the base shade Mournfang Brown. And whilst that dried, I moved on to the veins. This is something I haven't done before, so it's not a technique I've fully mastered yet, but essentially I went in with a very light shade of grey and I just slowly dragged this through the darker parts to kind of create a veiny, gross kind of look to it. It looked okay, not fantastic, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out overall. I also went in with that same grey to create some scars to show that this cave troll has seen a few battles in his time. For this, I used Administratum Grey. Next, I moved on to the inside of his mouth. For this, I mixed Bugman Glow and Fulgrim Pink to get the perfect fleshy colour before filling in the mouth. I filled in his eyes and his teeth with Corax White before coating the teeth with Agrag's Earthshade later to dirty them up a bit. To finish off the loincloth, I went back in with dried bark and did the patchwork. Now around this guy's neck is a chain where he's broken free, so to fill this in, I used the shade Iron Hand Steel And once that dried, I covered the rest of the figure using Nuln oil to add dimension and grit to the figure. Now for his weapon, his giant hammer. For this, I use Warplock bronze, which is kind of like a blacky bronze colour. Really nice, really cool. And I covered the entire weapon with this. To finish off the figure, I covered the base in Astro Granite, and then the rim in Steel Legion Drab. And that is it. That is my entire cave troll. Really quite simple overall in the end, but I do think he's actually one of my favourite Middle-earth figures I've painted so far, so I'm actually really happy with how he turned out. In the description you will find 2 links. The first to Mr. Nerd's channel, so if you enjoy MMOs and action RPGs, then please feel free to have a look at that. And of course, if you enjoy Warhammer, which if you're here I can assume you do, then I might recommend looking at my channel, where I covered stuff like Tolkien and Warhammer and other crazy lore videos. I do those on Mondays and Fridays. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now, guys.